Yes, sir. Once again, good morning, all. In the last class, we have seen the concept of input-output stream readers. Along with that, we have seen various kind of dynamic input approaches. Dynamic input approaches, like by using buffered reader, we can take the input. By using scanner class, you can take the input, or by using from the console we can give the input, right? For different kind of processes, different kind of drawbacks are there. For buffered reader, the problem is every time every time we need to write system.out.println in order to clear understanding to the user, clear representation to the user. Similarly, and also there is one more problem. Every time we need to use the concept of wrapper classes in order to get the corresponding data in the required format. But coming to the scanner class, there is no need of using the concept of wrapper classes. But the problem is every time we need to write system.out.println in order to represent to the correct expression to the user. Okay, fine. And one more thing, in these two, if you are trying to, uh, taking some kind of data like passwords from the user, generally the passwords will be hidden, meaning that those won't be visible to the third person. But if you use the concept of buffer reader or scanner, definitely that will be visible to some. For example, the password is 535, it will be visible to the third person if he will see your system directly. Okay, that is a problem, meaning that here the data is not encrypting. This kind of feature is not available in buffer reader as well as scanner classes. But coming to the third method, through console, if you are trying to take input, definitely we'll have the feature encryption feature. We'll have the feature encryption meaning that there is one particular method. That method is read password method. Read password method. If you use this method, whatever the data that you are using, whatever the data that user is trying to enter, that will be non-typed in the console. And also whatever the data that you are passing in the parameters, that text will be displayed to the user. It is the main advantage of this console. So that thing is overcome, like whatever the extra line that you are writing, that we can pass in the directly method itself. And whatever the password that you are visible through these methods one and two, that drawback overcome with the help of read password method. Okay, anyway, for anything, for every kind of process, there are some drawbacks are there again. Once again, here also the drawback is here also every time you need to use the concept of wrapper classes if you require a particular conversion. I mean, in scanner class we'll have next triple x method that you already know. Whereas coming to buffer reader or the console, there is no concept of next triple x methods. Okay, so this is what all about what I have explained in the previous class. Okay, so coming to today's class, we'll see next type of classes: data input stream class and data output stream class. Okay, data input stream class as well as data output stream class are extended from input stream. This is where this is from output stream. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, this is meant for to read the data. This is meant for to write the data into the file. To write the data into the file. But before going to discuss these classes concept, these classes, data input stream class and data output stream class, let us explain why we are moving for these two classes. Okay. Before that, you have to know the clear-cut idea about the file input stream class. All are dependent, Amma. If you understood one by one, then only you can able to understand. I have explained clearly file input stream class as well as file output stream class. When we are going for using file input stream and file output stream, if there is a file, and there is a Java application, from this file, if you want to read the data, we'll use file input stream. From this application, if you want to write the data, we will use file output stream. Okay, fine. What are the various kind of methods that are supported by the file input stream and file output stream? Generally, to access anything, to access any feature, first we need to create the object for the file input stream class or not? Yes. After creating the object, for example, I have created the object named like FIS. Then what we need to do? We need to read. So what kind of read methods are going to support? It is going to support read method. It is going, like for example, I have explained already. See, this is file output stream, and this is file input stream. There is a method called a read method. There is a method called read method, which is taking what? This is non-taking parameter. This is taking parameter. This read method is going to read what kind of data? Array of bytes. So array character array of bytes. Close method is there. All these are going to support. Similarly, file output stream, if you want to work with file output stream, meaning that if you want to write data into the file, you have to create object. Like I'm writing like FOS. Through this object, I can able to having a methods called write method. Same 58, I think so. Yes. So I know, I hope you already know the how to create various kind of constructors. Okay, fine. So I can able to write array of bytes. I can able to write a single value, or I can use the close method. See, I can able to write some value, or I can write like array of bytes. Some array of bytes I have declared outside. Byte I have declared outside. Like this, you can use this file input stream as well as file output stream class. Okay, fine. Let me show execution so that you will get very much clarity. So here I have created the data input stream and data output stream class. I would like to write data into the file. File output stream FOX equal to new file output stream of. Here I can pass any kind of file name, right? For example, I am passing f1.txt. f1.txt. Guys, I hope you already know. Whenever you are trying to write the data, if the file is existed, there is no problem. It is going to overwrite or it is going to append depending upon your syntax. Depending upon if the file is not exist, it is going to create new file. Let me check whether the f1 file is exist or not. See, observe. F1 file is not exist. Then what it is going to raise any error? No, it is going to create an error. But when you are trying to read the data, if the file is not exist, it is going to raise an exception called file not found error exception. Okay, I have created file output stream. So through this file output stream, I can able to read the data or not? FOS dot write of 100. FOS dot write of 100. Guys, you need to write all these input output stream classes. All these input output stream classes are what kind of whether these are all checked exceptions or unchecked exceptions. All these are checked exceptions, meaning that during compile time phase itself, you need to handle all these errors. Meaning that If at all, if you raise any kind of error, you need to handle that kind of syntax you need to put. So that is the reason I am trying to write try catch back, or else I can use the throws keyword, throw IO exception, or throws exception I can directly handle. In that I don't want to handle myself. You can handle my parent. Please handle yourself. That is what we are showing the convention. Okay. Let me try to execute JavaC space das dot devos dot Java. It's for our understandability. It is successfully compiled. Java space success you got, meaning that this operation is perfectly completed. Go for there. CSCBC F1 created or not? Yes. If you open, you got the data like D. I mean, what this read method is doing here, if you are giving the input value as 100, it is taking the value as 100. If you give the value as 96, observe. If you give the value as 96, what will happen? Success will go. What does it mean? It is taking the ASCII value. It is taking the ASCII value. Like for example, I'm writing FOS dot write of A. Write of success. Open the file. Check DA. Data is added. Okay, I mean, so through this write method, I can able to write. Similarly, I can able to write array of characters. Am I right or not? I can able to write array of characters also. Okay, fine. Now let me write FOS dot write of 10.10. Now if I compile, what will happen? What happened? No suitable method found for write method of double. This error I have already shown for you while explaining the concept of print writer, all those. Write of double. What is the meaning of this one? They didn't define the write method to read double data, or to read short data, or to read float data. To read float data. Observe, if you want Java P space Java dot IO dot file output string. Observe, they have declared three methods, write methods, but those three methods are accepting only either integer value, or it is accepting only array of bytes. That's it. There are no other methods to accept the double values. So that is the reason you are getting the exception. So I hope you understood what is the problem in file input stream or file output. Similarly, for writing also the same problem. You cannot able to write. I mean, read the double data. Similarly, here also you cannot able to write double data. So to overcome this problem, the data input stream class as well as data output stream class having specific defined methods for each and every data type. Specific defined methods for each and every data type. For example, I will show. Observe. What you can observe here? Write boolean, write byte, write short, write char, int, write long, write float, write double, write bytes, write class, write UTF. All these various kind of methods, they have predefined, clearly defined. Data input stream. Similarly, read bytes, read unsigned byte, read chart, read char, read int, read long, read float, read double. All these are all supported. Meaning that the syntax is same, amma. if you are trying to work with the data input stream, meaning that if you are trying to work with any kind of double data, if you want to write double data or if you want to read double data, you can't able to use file input stream or file output stream. Okay, instead of that we can use data input stream and data output stream. How we are going? So first of all you need to create object, right? Object is data input stream dis equal to new data input stream. Data input stream. Here the important point is the data input stream is an enhanced to what? Enhanced to file input stream. Data output stream is enhanced to file output stream. That's it. Meaning that it is having extra features. It is having extra features. So that is the reason this data input stream class or data output stream class is taking the help of file input stream class. Taking the help of file input stream class. Data output stream is taking help of file output stream class. So that is the reason every time you need to pass here file input stream class. If you are creating the object for data output stream, you have to pass file output stream. Pass file output stream. So how we are going to create data input stream? Data input stream DAS equal to new data input stream of I need to pass file input stream object. I need to pass file input stream. How we are going to pass file input stream object? I can simply create new, right? As I am only use only for one time, I can directly use here new file input stream of something like f1 dot. Similarly, for data output stream DOS equal to new data output stream of new file output stream of f1 dot txt. Or you can write the another way. What you can do, this I can be able to create another way to the next statement. If I write like this, it will be in single line only. So through this object, I can able to perform any kind of operation like dis dot read utf, das dot read int, das dot read, das dot read char, das dot read boolean. Just now I have shown right all these. Similarly, here also the same thing. dos dot write utf, write int, write method, write char, write boolean, like this. Various kind of methods are there. What is the purpose of all this? The method name itself is clearly understood. It is meant for to read integer data, to read data, to read a character, to read boolean values, all like that. To write data, integer data, to write character values, to write boolean values, like that. ETF means to perform string operation, to read string data, to write string data, to write string data. Okay, now fine. So let me show an example related to this. Okay. So so to work with any kind of double data, I need to use data data output stream or data input stream, right? First, let me show. I would like to write them first. So that is the reason I'm writing data output stream DOS equal to new data output stream of what object I need to pass? I need to pass file output stream object, because the data output stream is internally taking the help of file output stream. Now here I can write what DOS dot I'm taking UTF of, for example, DOS dot write of, or else write int of 68. Int of 68. Okay. Observe. I will try to execute. Java C space das dos dot. Okay, successfully compiled. Java space das dos. Success. Open the file f1.txt. Jai Krishna followed by D character. Okay. If I write something, mm, like, okay, fine. I have written the data. Now, I would like to read the data. Then what I can do? I can go for the same way. File, input stream, file input stream. From which file I need to read? f1.txt. f1.txt already exists, so there is no error. Here, data input stream. Here, data input stream. The object is object name should not be same, right? File input stream. Now I would like to read data through this one. Read UTF method. Next, ds dot read method. Read method. Okay, now. Fine. Right. So I need to. I would like to print, right. So string s equal to. It should be integer. Int n equal. Star dot println. Yes. This is n. Let me first compile. Any errors? No errors. What happened? Jai Krishna 68 success. 68 success. Okay, fine. If I write observe, I would like to write. I don't want to write all the methods. I would like to write boolean of true. So to read the value boolean value, I will take string j equal to das dot read boolean. Sir, I hope you will observe some difference here. I think so. Let me understood incompatible type boolean. Oh yes, it's a boolean value, right? Java space yes. What happened here? Observe, guys. Jai Krishna 16777 followed by true. You got the output. Followed by true, you got the output. Meaning that what you can observe, or else I will remodify this to the correct answer. What you got? Jai Krishna 68 true. Jai Krishna 68 true. But just I have interchanged the statements. Because of interchanging the statements, you got the wrong output. That means what you have understood is in whatever the order, that you are writing the data, in the same order, you need to read the data. In the same order, you need to read the data. That is a problem or drawback of data input stream or data output stream. So what are the drawback? In whichever the order that you are writing the data, in the same order, you need to read. The same order, you need to read. That is the drawback. Another drawback is this is internally using the concept of again file input stream or file output stream. This is the concept of file input stream or file output stream. There is a drawback. Okay, fine. So this is all about data input stream and data output stream classes. Okay. Next, we'll see one more type of class, byte array input stream class. This is a simple one. Byte array input stream class. So it is the name itself, right? It is a byte oriented stream. It's a byte oriented stream. So this is a kind of byte oriented stream. So what is the functionality of this byte array input stream? So this byte array input stream is used for to read byte array as input stream. To read byte array as input stream, meaning that if you declare an array, a byte array, from this byte array, if you want to give this byte array data to the application, then you can use byte array input stream. So this is the extension of which class? Input stream class. Extension of input stream class. Okay. So if you want to work with this byte array input stream class, again, what you need to do? You need to create the corresponding constructor, right? I mean, you need to create the corresponding object. Byte array input stream object equal to something. So through this object, I can able to read the data. I can able to read the data. What kind of what are the method that is supposed to do? Read method. Read what data it is going to read? Byte array of data, and it is going to perform. Guys, there is one more method is there that I have explained already. It is going to read a one byte array. In that, I am going to define what is the starting location, and from that starting location, how many bytes of data I need to read. This method is also supposed to, you already know this method is also. Okay, so once you create a byte array input stream object, from that I can able to perform various kind of read operations, meaning that I can able to read only single byte value, or I can able to read array of byte values, or I can able to read array of byte values. In that I can able to define the starting location. From that starting location I want to read how many number of values I can read. That also I can able to define. So when you are moving for this byte array input stream, the main important point is to read data from byte array. That's it. The specific use of this one is to read data from byte array. What is the advantage of file input stream? To read the data from the file. To read the data from the file, I will use file input stream. To read the data from the byte array, I can use byte array input stream. I can able to use the byte array. What is the advantage of data input stream? In order to read the data from the file, and also it need to support in order to support double string, short, all these kind of values, we need to use the data input stream. Like this, every class having a specific advantage. Okay, now I hope I am clearly defining everything for every class. Okay, so byte array input stream BAS equal to new byte array input stream of, generally in file input stream, what you are passing here? File name you are passing f1.txt. Here what you need to pass? Here you need to pass byte array. That's it. You need to pass byte array. Okay, fine. So through this read method, I can able to perform. I can able to use the close method. I can able to use available method. So the functionality of available method is it is going to return the meaning you already know, number of bytes which are available in the byte array. That is the advantage of available method. And there is one more extra method here, skip method. Skip method. The functionality of the skip method is it is going to discard and skip the specified number of bytes. So discard and skip the specified number of bytes. For example, I am writing skip of 2. Skip of, what is the meaning of this one? If my byte array having some 10 values, if my pointer is pointed this one, file pointer is pointed here, from this point it is going to discard two byte values, and then it is going to print from here. That is the advantage of skip method. Okay, let me show an example. Byte array input stream, byte array output stream I have given. Dot Java. Okay. So first, what we can do is we can create one array. We can because I need to pass the parameters as array only, right? Byte array input stream. Yes, suppose new byte array input stream. So this through this constructor, what parameter I need to pass? I need to pass byte array. I need to pass byte array. So for example, byte array equal to, I am going to pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For example, I have created a byte array. So what is the parameter we need to pass here? We need to pass the byte array, right? That is the reason I passed the an array. Now, what I need to do is, so I can able to read the data from the byte array, and I can able to pass into the file. So, sorry, I can able to read this data, right? How we are going to read the data? I can able to read through this object, PAIS dot read me. I will write like int data equal to I will write like data. Observe, am I reading the data from the byte array or not? Just see. Oh, Java space BA IS BA. Am I got the first value or not? 1. I got. So if you want to print all this, I can use some while loop or for loop. Or let me use one for loop. For int I equal to 0, I less than, I can able to find out the length of the array, right? Array dot length dot I plus plus. So I'm trying to print the data. So I would like to do like this. Okay, so am I got the output or not? Yes. So this is the way you need to read the data from the byte array. File నుంచి read చేయాలంటే, if you want to read from file, you need to use file input stream. If you want to read from the file with the support of double, short, boolean, all those, you need to use data input stream. Like, okay, now fine. So here you can use skip method. Skip, for example, I'm trying to use a skip off. What is the meaning of this one? Every time it is going to skip 2 values. I think so. Just observe. Let me execute once. Yes. So sorry, this is the method, right? This method is available in which stream? Byte array input stream object. Through I need to access through that. What happened? Every time it is trying to skip the 2 values or not. 1 printed, 2, 3 skipped, 4 printed, 5, 6 skipped, 7 printed, 8, 9 skipped, and all these remaining are -1. Why you got -1? It is an end of file. First -1 defines my end of file. First -1 defines end of file. If data double equal to -1, I can use what? Break. I mean, this is not my intention. I would like to show only skip method. That's it. What happened? We handle it or not? Yes. This is the way we can use byte array input stream class. Okay. Next method, next kind of class, byte array output stream. Byte array output stream class. So this is the somewhat different one. Guys, I hope up to now we have seen various kind of output stream classes like file output stream, data output stream, etc. Various kind of output stream class we have seen. But among whatever the class that I have explained over output stream classes, all those are meant for what? Output stream class meant for to write the data. To write the data into how many files? Is it a single file at a time, or is it for a multiple files at a time? It is to write the data into single file at a time. Into single file at a time. Single file at a time. But my interest is I want to write the data into multiple files at a time. I want to write the data into multiple files at a time. Then I can use byte array output stream. Byte array output stream. I mean, to write the same data, into multiple files, at a instance of time. Then I can use byte array output stream. I mean, what you are doing generally, from application to you are going to write into a particular file generally. You are going to write into a particular file. But if you use the concept of byte array output stream, what will happen is from this application, there is a file 1, there is a file 2, there is a file 3. From this application, at an instant of time, I can able to write in all. For example, I want to write JK in all files at a time. Then I can use byte array output stream. Here the problem is, it will take the support of file output stream on one side. It is taking the support of file output stream. Why it is taking support of file output stream? We are trying to work with files. We are trying to write same data into multiple files. So for example, if we are trying to write some data into a file, we need to use the concept of file output stream. That's it. If we are trying to write the same data into multiple files, generally we need to use the concept of file output stream. Along with that, for multiple files concept, we need to use byte output stream. I hope you understood clearly. Okay, now, for example, there are 3 files: file 1, file 2, file 3. I would like to copy some data, for example, some kind of data, some character data into these files at a time. So first, what I need to do? I need to create an object for file output stream or not? Yes. And what I will do is file output stream f1 equal to new file output stream of file1.txt. File output stream f2 equal to new file output stream of file2.txt. File output stream f3 equal to new file output stream of file3.txt. Meaning that I have created reference for files first. I have created reference for the files. But to make it copy all the data at a particular instant, I need to create object for what? I need to create object for byte array output stream. BAOS equal to new byte array output stream. Guys, I would like to write the data. For example, some byte array. 1 minute. I would like to write data in some byte array. For example, DAOS dot. So you know the methods, right? Write method. I will pass. I will create some byte array. Byte array equal to some 1, 2, 3, 4. I will pass this state directly here. Okay, fine. Now what I will do is this array data, I would like to copy into which files, file 1, file 2, file 3, right? For that, we have a special methods. Those methods we call it as write to method. Write to method. These write to methods are accepting the parameters of file output stream objects. Okay. So then what I will do is BAOS dot write to of F1, BAOS dot write to of F2, BAOS dot write to of. That's it. So that it automatically send the data into these three files. Okay, let me explain with an example so that you will get much clarity. Hmm. I will make this thing as it is. Okay, fine. First, what we need to do? We need to create file output stream, right? I think file output stream is already existed, so no problem. As we are writing, right? 1.txt, and for example, two files are there. F2.txt. This is FOS1. This is FOS2. And what I need to do next? I would like to create object for byte array output stream. Data. So to pass the data, I have used a method. To write the data, I have a method called write method. Okay. For example, this is BAOS dot write off array. Let's observe. Just check once. I would like to compile. What will happen? Let's see. Is there anything happen? Nothing error. Success. This success we got. Meaning that has it created files or not? Just see. It has created two files. Is there any data? No. No data. Because we didn't return anything. Just this BAOS contains this array values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I would like to copy this all at a time. BAOS dot, the method is write to of which file, which object I need to copy? FOS1. BAOS dot write to of FOS2. Now compile. You got success, right? Is there any data? Yes, data exists, but it is not viewing. Just try to see BAOS dot flush method. Use if anything is changing. Any changes? No changes. Okay. Anyway, at the same instant, both are trying to copy or not? Both are trying to copy some data or not? Yes. So guys, instead of passing like this, why can't we create directly here? I can do like this first. Let me try it this way, whether it works or not. So I hope you know the difference between these two. Success. Also same problem. Yes. Anyway, the procedure is same. It may be variation of the version. I think so. Okay. So so for example, let me create one more file. OS3, OS3, f3.txt. Now what I need to do? I need to copy the same data to another thing, right? VAOS dot write to of FOS3. Shall we close? Is it necessary? What are the reference? If you open that, if it's closed, it will be good much. Let me compile once again. Success we got. See, is there an F3 file is created? Yes, F3 created. But data is copying some some other data which we can't able to understand. What is this data? Okay, fine. So this is all about. So once again, I will check what's happening. Why we are not copying the actual content. We're trying to write some data. Instead of this, let us copy the number, some value like 65. Let us assume, or 100, which we already know, right? ASCII value 100 is D. Let us try to execute this, whether D will be there in all files or not. Now also, if we got the same problem, yes, we got D. We got D. Mm, I have passed array reference only, ma. Yes. Now the thing is, it is copied. It is done. See, observe. In all the files, it is copied. D in F3. This is F2D. This is F1D. See, observe. Okay. So the purpose of this byte output stream is I would like to copy the same data into all files F1, F2, F3. Abhishek, somebody is telling what's the problem. Okay. This again. Somebody has tell array reference behaviors to partial. What happened? Yeah, I have passed the reference, right? Here I have passed it. No, I have passed it. Okay. Anyway, I will check this and I will get back to you in the next class. Okay. Fine. I hope you understood the clearly the functionality, uh, which I would like to show once again. Observe. This is fine. 101, I think so. So I would like to write this 101 ASCII value corresponding character in all the files F1, F2, F3. The files F1, F2, F3. If I execute, Yeah. The thing is like actually the corresponding syntax is not correct actually. It is not taking byte cannot be converted into int. So that is not actual syntax. We should not provide any kind of parameters to this. Okay, fine. Anyway, let me execute and let me show once again in the next class. Let me show for your understanding 101. That will be copied to all. F1 having E, F2 having E, F3 having E. Okay. So that is the advantage of byte or output stream. Okay, fine. Thank you.